Here we are, episode 8, St. Patty's Day. We're dressed for St. Patty's Day.
Here we are.
I got my Always Sunny.
Episode 8. I can't believe we made it to episode 8. And what is trending?
How have we ever done anything so many times? This guy's trending, and you had an experience with him, Dustin Screech Diamond.
Yeah, many years ago.
He died.
May rest in peace. Sad.
Yeah, he had a crazy life, as we're going to see. Do you want to start with your story?
Yeah. Let me
start with your story.
Was it?
He was on the show.
Was it 2008? When I worked
thought
it
was earlier. Yeah. He was on the show.
I don't remember
Saved
what it
by the
was.
Bell.
He was on Saved by the Bell. If you guys don't know,
I learned from doing this rabbit hole. He was on every episode. So
every one of them. That's right.
But then he just crashed and burned after that.
And he was looking for work, and he was doing club dates, and I think it was like 2008.
Okay.
And I opened up for him. It was a shitty town in Connecticut. It was Westport,
Waterbury.
Waterbury. Thank you. Yes.
Was it the Treehouse?
Shitty gig. No, it wasn't. It was John Schuler booked it. He used to book the Treehouses too, but this was like a shitty sports bar. And I remember driving there.
I love those where they're like, don't turn off the TVs, the game's on.
Well, this one, thank God, it had a separate room. It was like a rape room in the back, literally a rape room.
Mold-filled room, yeah.
So I'm driving to get there, and I got lost because we didn't have GPS. It was all back then.
Yeah,
MapQuest or whatever. Linda Rose. So you go here, make a right.
And you would call the club, and the waitress would answer, and she didn't know how to get to the club.
No.
I just know how to do it. I don't know the names of roads.
I just come from my apartment and back. I don't know. And then they'll place you on hold, right? You get placed on hold.
Yeah.
She's going to go look for someone else. Someone else gets on the line. Do they know where it is? No. And
kind of.
It's so much easier today. I mean, it wasn't hard back then, but it's so much easier now.
It really is. It was horrible. Maps were
terrible. I remember writing out directions. Well, whatever. So I'm in Waterbury, Connecticut, which is known. It's a shitty ass neighborhood, right? It's very poor. A lot of drugs.
Waterbury. Come on.
Well,
it's small town vibe.
There's no small
town America.
Oh, that place it's downtrodden. It's bad.
Right.
So I think it's September, so it's still kind of warm, really warm out. And I'm driving in my car. I'm looking for this fucking place. I'm going around. It's still light out. And I'm in a really bad neighborhood. You know those neighborhoods where you're like, oh shit, I'm definitely not supposed to be here. I did this gig.
I did.
You did this place? You remember it?
This gig.
Okay, yeah, so and I'm driving around. You know those side streets with all the houses?
Like 98, not 2000.
No, this is 2008 for me.
2008. So you can't find the club.
I can't find it.
And
so now I'm lost.
For Dustin Diamond.
Right, Dustin Diamond.
Probably at that time was still attracting people.
We'll get to that. So, so I'm driving around this town, and I have no idea where I'm going. I don't want to get out and ask someone because it's looking real bad. And there's out of this crack house, this giant black dude comes out,
and he knows where it is, though.
And this guy was like, he reminded me of Zeus from those movies in the 80s, right?
Like
wearing nothing but tighty whities, black sneakers, white socks. He's jacked. He's carrying a chain probably about that thick with a pit bull on the end of it. And it's just...
But he knows where the club is.
He might, because he's coming down the driveway. I'm at the red light. I fucking went through that red light. I wasn't waiting for this fucking guy. Why? Look at me. I'm the whitest person you will ever see.
Yeah. I got stopped in LA by like MS-13. Like, what are you doing here? Like, they were literally like, "What are you out of your mind?"
Yeah, it's either you're a cop or you're lost. Either way, you're fucked.
No, yeah, I have New York plates. I'm whoopsie. So
eventually,
you find the club.
And it's just funny that it was that moment. I remember because I've told this story plenty of times. The Dustin Diamond when I haven't.
Oh, really?
Like get in there. And it's in the other, like I said, the stage is in another room behind the sports club, whatever, sports bar. It was a very high stage.
I wish I could remember it. I did this. I'm sure I did this gig.
I'm sure we did. We
Okay,
all did
I'll
the
figure
same
it out.
shitty
I'll try
gigs.
and figure it out.
So it's a high stage, and the only person, John's not even there. The person who's only there is the guy who owns the place, and I think it was Dustin's manager. Was Roger Paul his
Roger Paul.
manager?
Yeah, I don't know how long he was his manager.
I don't know if it was Roger Paul.
He was his manager when he died.
So, all right, long story short, I go up there. It's a pretty good crowd, right? And I did really well. Right? Great crowd. They're ready to laugh. Had a great set. I did 25 minutes. Bam. All right, we're going to bring up Dustin now. You guys all here, blah, blah, blah. Bring him up. And they fucking hated him from the minute he stepped on stage. They didn't even give him a chance.
The stand-up that I watched on YouTube, he's really, he just says stock crowd work. First he talks about Saved by the Bell.
Well, that's all he did.
But it's all like really weird, inappropriate, like
inappropriate, not funny, almost like someone call an authority.
Cringy. It's cringy.
Yeah,
it's what it is.
Bad. It was
cringy,
really bad.
Which is why everyone else on that show went on to do, Mario Lopez. I know you said, what did he say about Mario Lopez?
Mario, hold on. It was because he said Zach was gay. That fucking guy is gay. He's always looking at my. And he said the only one had a dick almost as big as his was Mario Lopez. Something to that effect.
For some reason, he talked a lot about how big his dick
was.
And no one believed it. And then supposedly in the porn, some people feel like he edited it in.
Well, he liked to talk about it.
Somebody's bigger dick. Well, when he died, he was worth $300,000, and I think Mario Lopez is worth like 24 million.
But Mario Lopez was the only one who said something about him, which is kind of nice.
He did, and he also tried to interview him and bring him back a little. I
give him credit, man. I give him credit because
it's off the rails. And how long did he do? He did 45 minutes.
Yeah, he had to do 45 minutes the first show, and they were just walking. People were walking, getting up, leaving, walking, and I'm hiding. I don't want to hear any of this shit. I'm hiding in the back. I got to go up there and close the show once he's done. So finally, he gets done. It's so fucking uncomfortable. And I go up and say, "How about I have a Dustin?" And people are yelling, "Fuck you! He sucks." People are throwing shit now, not at me. They're just throwing shit like at the door where he exited. Like, he sucks. Fuck you. You're just jealous,
When they turn, once they've decided as a group,
now they're angry, and now they're all at the bar, and people want their money
duped,
back.
They feel like they came out to see a show.
I think it was like $30 a ticket. It wasn't cheap,
and he offers no show. He offers
nothing, just yelling at them and basically making fun of their childhood idols. And that's not going to go over well.
But in like a weird pervy way.
So wait.
It's so weird.
This is even odder.
Which is why he was shunned. I mean, and then like the video I have, the most recent video of him doing stand-up is from 3 years ago. And it's like the pole is in the way, and
he hasn't gotten any better.
It's hard to watch.
Well, in between shows, I got to talk to him a little bit. I really want to talk to him. And he was under the illusion that, hey, it went good, right?
Right.
I'm like, Dustin, they were throwing shit.
As long as people showed up, they were.
That's what he said. Because they showed up, right? They showed up. They're going to talk about it. They're going to talk about it. I'm like, all right, they're going to talk about it.
When the audience throws things, you know what I mean? Like,
and not at me. Like typically, I would expect it even to come at me. Like you brought him on. No, they directed it where he exited. That's how fucking angry they were at him.
If only we had known he was gonna run off the stage.
So this is what happens. Now everything clears out. They finally, I don't know what they did. Now there's a second show, and what happens? Fucking phone call, Schuler. Hey, Daren. I just got a really bad report. I'm like, I know, John. I was here. What's going on? What do we do? The second show is already sold out. We got to do it. So just, don't be as funny and just bring them up.
Don't be as
funny and bring them up. So I was like, all right, that's fine. Look, I'm not a diva. I'm getting paid. I don't really want to perform in front of his fucking crowds. I know what I'm doing. I've known
What do
the
you do?
material.
What do you do? Just punchlines? You don't do any setups? How do you be
No,
not as funny?
I just went up there. I did a little bit of crowd work. You know, how we doing? I'm like, we're gonna wait till we get seated, that type of shit.
You should have, dude, you should have read The Great Gatsby like Andy Kaufman did. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck?
I just wanted to get out of there. I was paid. All I had to do now was bring him up and go home.
That's true. Just gonna do my time, whatever that time is. All right, fine. Yeah, you want to just serve him up? I'm down with that.
Yeah. So I brought him on stage. Everyone went crazy. Thank you very much. I got my car and left. That was it.
Oh, well, that's the best thing.
I wasn't staying. Schuler had told me, because he called me the next day. He's like, Daren, how'd it go? I'm like, I did fine. And he was like, yeah, I know, but how's the crowd? I'm like, well, the first show, they were not happy. And the second show, I left, John. I got paid. I left. He goes, no, I understand. He goes, they were really upset. People were walking out, demanding money. I'm like, that's sad. I feel bad. What am I
They want their money back.
They didn't see a show. Think about it.
When
You pay $30 to see a show, and he's cursing at you and telling you your childhood idols are queer and they suck. You'd be pissed. You'd want your $30 back.
Let me show him. Let me show him. Let me show him.
Here we go.
Yeah, here we go. I'm sharing sound.
And you know,
all right, so here he dies at 44.
He must have been difficult to work with, because the guy, everyone knew him in the business. Why wouldn't you hire him? Right?
He here he is as a young Screech. And then, you know, all these people are like, oh, we feel so bad. You know,
he was a cute
and
kid,
that, you know, and then, you know, we didn't discuss the whole child star aspect.
Mm-hmm.
So this kid, even though he had minimal talent, because he was a kid, they were like, oh, you're awesome. But then, you know, there was no place for him, because, and then he just went sideways.
Well, it went sideways from like the moment he was on the set. I mean, there were always problems from what we heard, right?
Yeah, here's his last interview.
Oh God, this
look at him.
This is right before he died.
He died of cancer, which he says he got from
lung cancer.
In bad hotels doing comedy.
Like,
was it lung cancer or?
Out of all the cast members, I was in the majority, the most, and that's it's not the case anymore. If I'm not.
Yeah.
Out of all the cast members, I was in the majority, the most, and that's
he was almost in every episode.
If I'm not in the new one, then you know it's. And how do you have Saved by the Bell without Screech?
See, they're talking about doing a new Saved by the Bell right before he died.
Jesus.
And,
he doesn't look that bad.
They didn't ask him though. They didn't ask him.
It seems like there's a missed opportunity there, and it's.
And so here, you want to know why they didn't ask him? Because he wrote this book. Which said that they were all having sex with each other, and
right. Well, that's what he was saying in his act, that he's got the biggest dick, and Mario Lopez, his dick is not as big as his.
It's just,
yeah. Well, you know, on one hand,
and then
the guy's got to try to feed himself.
Thing with his dick, like, why does he? And then, like, they start talking about it, you know.
The cast? The cast.
Yeah, well, here in this interview
coming out.
Yes, I heard
they
about
discuss
it. Yeah, that's about all we know. No one, we weren't.
We're
not
between
involved
them now
anyway. So no one came to us and asked for our involvement. So, would you like to say something about the whole thing? You're just keeping your mouth shut.
What would you like to say? You look like you're aching to say something.
It does. He looks like he wants to say something. Wow.
From what I understand, it was based on Dustin Diamond's book.
No,
you have not read that, or have you?
I've read excerpts.
So they're talking about the book.
Such a dick.
Danny or Dustin?
Sorry, I'm right here.
Diamond.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I hate to say it. I don't know Dustin at all, but like everything I read, and like he and I have talked endlessly about Saved by the Bell.
I do know him. I mean, he is a dick.
I was acting like.
And that was the thing. Like, that's what everyone says.
He's a dick. That's probably why he didn't work. He was difficult.
And then he starts talking about his dick.
For those things, because my experience on the show was very positive, and
So
that's
he
why
doesn't
people
want to
say, "Oh, I
bash
don't like
him at
talking
all.
about it." It's like, no, I don't.
He's a
I don't
good guy.
mind talking about it. I just don't really remember that
He just
time.
tries
but
to
also,
be very political.
Mhm.
And then when Dustin died, he made a video saying, "Oh, it's so horrible."
everything I do remember was extremely positive.
But like I know Elizabeth
saw
and Tiffany
friendships
and Mario, and
from it.
everyone has nothing but like awesome times to say about that, except for Dustin. And I'm
Do you
like,
think
that
it's,
might be
do
you,
think
bro.
It's bull? Do you think he's making it up, or
I
do
think
you
a bunch
think he
of
just
it
has a
is.
skewed perception of what it
I
was
think a
like?
bunch of it's bullshit.
But it's
I think he's so full of shit, like his sex tape.
It's his perspective.
All bullshit.
It's his.
So we're gonna look at the sex tape next.
Oh boy.
So here's where he thinks that Dustin edited the tape to show someone else's.
Saw
tape.
it? That's not him.
Wait, before you start.
Come on. Screech is not packing that the hell out of here. He doesn't have 6 buildings beneath him. There's no fucking way. You're full of shit, Dustin.
So he really thinks it's edited.
Yeah.
All right, let's see it. Oh, wait, let me get my
Well, we
Luna
don't
bell.
actually see it. We don't actually see it. And he's so creepy and weird, dude.
Wait, if we don't see it, then
Well, they're not going to show on YouTube. They're not going to show him having sex, but apparently, he does.
It's the
does
D-Man
this whole
here
intro.
checking in with the Brotherhood of the Bros. I've got something special tonight.
I don't know what the Brotherhood
of the
Bros.
Bros. I think that's code. for
Some cult he
licking
tried
ass.
to
I don't know.
start.
The
Who
Brotherhood of the
later
Bros.
became the Proud Boys.
Tonight for our little club.
little club.
Bachelorettes, you know how they love the comedy shows, which they went great tonight, both shows.
I'm sure they did.
Look at these crazy eyes.
Yeah,
Dude,
both
look at
shows
this.
went well tonight.
Yeah, that's what he just said. Just like he said to you.
Yeah.
Just like he said to you.
That's so fucking
And
funny.
look at
I've
his
never seen
face.
this video, and that's so funny.
And
He said
that
the same thing to me.
and he has to say it. Because he's an egomaniac. So what's going on here is these are prostitutes that he hired. He's pretending that they were at the show, and it's a bachelorette party, and the bride and one of the bachelorettes wants to have sex with him.
So he's been busted.
But it's really prostitutes that he hired, and then he made his own porno. And then, like they just pointed out in the last video, they think that he edited in. But look how crazy-eyed he is here. I want to replay that.
Well, it's a good.
Which they went great tonight, both shows. Thank you for asking, because I know you care. But I have something special tonight, especially for Mark. Bride party got fucking penis chips. I am not gonna have a penis chip.
Yes, you are.
No way, bro. Look at this poor sucker. Fucking run away, buddy. Run away. Dude, look at this sweet ass
so creepy
tub.
that this is all
You
set
have
up.
the sweetest ass tub and the sweetest ass bed and suite and the sweetest ass. Oh.
Oh God. Just stop.
If he set this all up, you got to give him credit. You got to give him credit.
It's all set up. These are prostitutes. It's all set up. And then, it just gets worse and worse. And then more of him, of course. More of him.
Oh my God.
It's just, yeah.
Well, I give him credit if that's what he did. If he was setting that up to try and get some heat on him, why
and
not?
then he tried to do everything. He did Celebrity Fit Club. And then he fought Ron Palillo from Horseshack. From Horseshack. He fought. Here's the later rounds. He was 25. I think Palillo was like
had to be in his 40s,
49 or something.
Yeah.
And he's bigger, but like Palillo just ran out of juice. This is late in the fight.
Angry. Like both of them are pretty. They're not breathing too hard.
Oh my God.
And he just
okay.
Takes Ron
Screech.
Palillo out.
Look at him.
Joking around. He's taunting him.
He's
Horseshack,
much taller,
he's angry.
and
he
he's
wants to take his head off.
20 years younger.
It's like
And
this is when he was
Palillo-
25.
Right. 1, 2, 2.
He's
He
taking
is
it.
beating. He is
Oh.
beating.
Oh.
Horseshack.
Oh, you got to stop that.
Horseshack.
Yeah, Horseshack's taking a beating.
They might have to call this soon.
Horseshack's taking
He's not even looking at the ref. He's like staring at Screech. He's so mad.
Come on, put him down.
Okay, they're
Screech.
going again.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh,
he's
he's gonna be a
flexing.
douche
Oh,
about it.
right.
Oh. Hey, Palillo's got
my
a fucking
God.
tough jaw.
Boom.
Look at the shots he's taking.
Flurry, an absolute flurry.
Yeah, he bounced right back
devastation.
up again.
I don't think he threw a one punch.
No,
Horseshack,
he's just getting
looked
Horseshack's
a little
fucked.
and it's waved
Just
off. He's a
forget
little
it.
dazed, and you can see
He's
Ugh.
over.
That's just
All right.
sad.
So then, jump ahead
God,
a
could
few
you? You know,
years.
wait a minute. Stop.
Okay.
Think about our lives. think about how disappointed we get sometimes of getting so close and not doing what we want to do. If we just get that break. But then think about every day. You get to see your family. We get to do stupid shit. We get to do this. We don't have to worry about surviving.
I think we're way more successful in life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But think of him now. He had nothing and no support, nothing. Would you trade it? Would you trade the fame of 25 years?
But see, the thing is, a lot of child stars wind up like that.
Yeah.
Only a few of them really make it, you know, have that longevity. And let's say that's for any artist. Somebody said to me in LA, I think it was Monty Hoffman, maybe.
Monty Hoffman.
He said,
is he still alive?
Who knows? It's not, but he said it's not getting on TV, it's staying on TV. Because I think he had been.
You're right. That is,
like
Monty
a
said the same
guest
thing
star,
to me.
walk on, blah, 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 on like 150 shows or something.
That is Monty. He told me the same thing.
Yeah, because he's right, you know. It never lasts.
So now you have the celebrity boxing where Dustin, you understand, he's crazy hungry for the fame again. But Horseshack, what was going on with Horseshack?
All same problem, same addiction, same thing, same problem. And what do you think they got for that? Not enough.
$5,000.
Oh, you think that low?
Yeah. What?
Wasn't that? I thought that was on like Fox or something, wasn't it?
You're gonna
Let's
pay
say
those
15,000, 20.
I wish we could look it up. I bet you didn't get more than $5,000 each.
Really?
Yeah. They're nobody.
Oh, and let me tell you, that's why I jumped off that video. Don't go down that rabbit hole. If you go down the rabbit hole, celebrity boxing,
we got to do that.
Vanilla Ice versus
Danny Bonaducci.
Yeah. The whole deal. It's just, but
that would be a fun one to jump down.
One bad schoolyard fight after another.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get you.
So that was Dustin and Palillo.
They just hang back the whole time.
Just throw a punch.
Not even punches. Just like stay away. They're not doing any of that. It's just
no. Windmills.
Yeah. All right.
A lot of these.
Now back to the hot mess.
The mess of the hot.
Back to the hot mess.
Poor guy.
There. Okay, so now he gets into a bar fight and stabs somebody.
What year is this?
2014.
He's known for playing Screech on the TV show Saved by the Bell. Tonight, Dustin Diamond, well, he was in jail accused of stabbing someone in a Christmas Day bar fight. 12 News' Max Siegel is live in Port Washington where it all happened.
Port Washington?
Hey, Craig, it happened right behind us there at the Grand Avenue Saloon here in Port
Washington.
In New York.
Right Long Island?
Waiting to talk to people who were there when the fight broke out, but we learned in court this afternoon what led up to it all.
What led up to it all?
By video conference Friday,
Dustin tell you.
went before a judge in Ozaukee County. He ended up there after a bar brawl at the Grand Avenue Saloon Christmas night. This is cell phone video, a customer shot. The criminal complaint says Diamond was there with his fiancée. She claims some people were harassing her and things got physical.
She'll stab you too.
He went after them armed with a knife, but he claims there was so much chaos he had to swing his arms to break free, and he accidentally stabbed a man, leaving a half-inch puncture.
Wait, rewind it. What?
Today,
why did the fight happen?
Go back. Leaving a half-inch puncture mark. So much chaos, he had to swing
go back more.
break free, and he accidentally
swing his arms.
The criminal complaint says Diamond was there with his fiancée. She claims some people were harassing her and things got physical.
They were harassing her and things got physical after she was like, "I'll fucking kill you, jank bitch."
Do you know who my boyfriend is?
That's right.
He was on fucking Saved by the Bell.
I think it's his. Well, then right this way, sir.
Diamond says he went after them armed with a knife, but he claims there was so much chaos he had to swing his arms to break free, and he accidentally stabbed a man, leaving a half-inch puncture mark. In court today, we heard from attorneys on both sides.
My understanding is his fiancée was injured. There were numerous other people. So I think
he accidentally stabbed somebody. You know how that goes.
Look, dude, I tried to get my gun out of my holster, but there was so many fucking people there that I just had to start firing bullets off.
They just started ringing out, and
it wasn't my fault. There's too many people,
and they left me alone then. So then he goes on with Mario Lopez to try and smooth all this out, but doesn't really work.
Saved by the Bell actor Dustin Diamond speaking out for the first time since going to jail. ABC's Mara Schiavocampo is here with the actor's take on what really happened and what life was like behind bars. Good morning, Mara.
Lara, good morning. The former teen star was accused of stabbing.
And the blade was right here, and a guy came
In a Wisconsin jail for stabbing a man during a bar fight in 2014.
So you've never actually thrust a knife and stabbed someone?
No. When I had my pocket knife like this, and the blade was right here, and a guy came from around me and grabbed my throat.
Right.
And so he nicked his arm on the tip of it. It was a Band-Aid, most expensive Band-Aid I've ever bought.
That scuffle captured on this TMZ video. And last June, Diamond was convicted of carrying a concealed weapon and disorderly conduct, both misdemeanors. Diamond argued.
Yeah, but hey, he's a comic. And what did you tell me? What every good road comic must have?
Like that knife.
And a map, right?
That knife. Yeah, because listen, you'd rather be judged by this dude than killed.
And look how passive aggressive the news is. Every headline, Screech, Screech, Screech. There's such
this is when they were
scumbags.
trying to clean it. This is when they were trying to clean it up. He probably hired a publicist.
And disorderly conduct, both misdemeanors. Diamond argued he was trying to protect his fiancée, Amanda Schutz, also convicted on charges of disorderly conduct, saying she had been punched in the face after she tried to stop a group of people trying to take pictures of him.
I want it to be clear that this situation will never be repeated again.
The 39-year-old
Because I'll be dead.
last month.
39-year-old.
He got out 1
This is
month
5
early
years
for
before he
good
died.
behavior, earned with janitorial work, cleaning floors, and doing laundry. Now the actor is focused on a different kind of time, the future.
I mean, I've been doing it, acting and performing for since I was 8 years old. So it's really my bread and butter. I want to put the tomfoolery and malarkey behind me. It's time for that clean slate.
Diamond was not convicted of the more.
Well, I give Mario Lopez a lot of credit. I mean, he really tried to paint him in a good light. He stood by him. But what are you going to do? I mean, he's a complete fuck up, man. You can't help someone like this.
Time we're gonna laugh, we're gonna learn some shit.
Ooh, bring the volume down on that. What club is this?
I don't even know. It's from 2017.
Well, show me where this is from.
There's the poll most of the time.
Yeah, so it's a basement.
And then later on, she has her phone on. She's just looking at her phone.
Memories.
This comes
You
up
guys
and
are gonna be really fucking disappointed. Don't get me wrong, we're gonna have a good time, we're gonna laugh, we're gonna learn some shit. But I guarantee that at no point during this show will I at any time be on stage with multicolored pants pulled up to my nipples. Nor will I be sporting a big pubic forest throw talking about how cool Zack and Slater were. Fuck Zack and Slater.
You have to stop.
So this is when he makes fun of all their childhood.
But I've heard enough. I can't. I've done this. Look, you and I have done this long enough that we don't deserve to have to sit through this type of shit anymore.
I watched it already. All he does is crowd work.
It's exactly. You've seen this. This is every road hack we've ever worked with.
If you don't think I'm funny, I don't give a shit because I'm not in prison. Woo! Yeah!
Guess what? I get paid whether you laugh or not. Come on.
Yeah.
The guy was a train wreck, but I felt bad.
That is the hot mess. I didn't show Celebrity Fit Club. I didn't show.
And I don't want to come off as we're just fucking making fun of a dead guy, but a lot of this shit he brought on himself. I feel bad for him. If someone could say, well, you guys are just stand-up snobs. I'm not a snob.
The guy said in the interview that he brought a lot of it on himself.
Yeah.
And
it's, I don't even know what to say. It's sad. I don't wish that on anyone. That's a horrible life. To be given that fame and that fortune so young.
Right. And you think it's going to last forever.
Right.
And then it doesn't, and then you go, I'm going to do stand up, which is only the hardest thing in the world.
Yeah.
And, and just try and rely on the Screech
and you'll get
thing.
a good go around once around the country.
Yeah.
But if you suck,
there's still acts that are out there, Dynamite, man. He's out there.
Right. Yeah.
And he looks horrible. He needs to stop.
I can't understand him. He was
needs
the
to just stay
biggest
with his grandkids
star.
or whatever.
He was the biggest star in the world at one point.
His stand-up's also very lacking, though. You know, they just as a comedic actor, though, he was great, but then nothing followed. I don't know if he was.
Why didn't he get roles?
Because Dustin Diamond got them all. Dustin, he sucked, dude. He just sucked. And if you watch young Screech on the show, I mean, he was competent for a kid, and so it was.
He was
funny,
a kid,
right? And he had all the, you know, the jokes that were written for him, well, which were also barely jokes and just soundtrack.
Yeah, it was laugh track jokes.
Just laugh track, just the laugh track, sweetening everything.
So he grew up on that show. So you figure he's not going to mature past the point that he was when he first started there.
Yeah, I don't think they get an education when they're doing it.
Well, they're on set.
When he wrote that book, and then that kind of screwed him out of everything. You don't write a tell-all book when you're 33 years old.
When there's nothing to tell, too. When you start
just out of desperation, especially if there's something to tell.
But there really wasn't. It was all bullshit.
What did they tell Henry in Goodfellas? You did a good job. You kept your mouth shut.
Mouth shut, yeah.
Keep your fucking mouth shut. You don't tell those stories till you're an old man, and most people are
on your
dead.
deathbed.
Right, most of the people are dead in the story. Then you can tell that story because they're dead.
He fucked up.
Here we are talking about, you know, and he's dead. It's like an American tragedy, the whole thing. It's like a car accident in slow motion, you know, and then I saw he was worth $300,000 when he died, and I don't even know how that's possible. Maybe he owns some real estate or something. I don't know.
Well, he might still be getting some residuals, right?
Yeah, I guess maybe it's.
And he worked long enough. I'm sure he gets a pension. You know, he's got to get a check.
And he was on. He said he was on every show.
Yeah. So that's a career, and obviously he didn't blow his money, which is good. The guy just he's one of those guys that just always fucks themselves up. You know, they can't get out of their own way.
Well, you know, and just your story, just think about the logistics of how that had to happen. So then his manager had to watch the show and go, "Oh, the opener was too good. That ruined it somehow." Yeah. So I have to call the booker and tell the booker to call the opener and tell the opener, "Don't be good."
Right. Tone it down.
Tone it down.
And
that's like telling a fish, like, "Don't swim so good." Try to. Yeah. Is there any way you could swim worse? You know, like, well, I swim. You know, I swim. This is it. That's all I do. I don't.
We said he brought it on himself. He really did, though, Steve. Because think about how many times have we come across a younger comic that's terrible like him, but he's a comic who's serious and not an arrogant asshole. Like, hey, let me help you out. Someone would have brought him under their wing if he wasn't such a cunt. That's how comics are. We help one another. But when you distanced yourself and you're in the green room thinking, that was great, wasn't it? You're
like
fucked.
Arrogant. Yeah. He's very arrogant, I think, is also the problem, to the point where he faked having a big dick. What?
I don't know how you faked it. That's hilarious.
Faked having a big dick. Well, you said he was talking about it, and then clearly people think that he edited this sex tape, which I didn't go down the rabbit hole enough to find that, because I don't want it.
Yeah,
I don't want it, and I don't want anyone to, you know, like, if anyone's watching me, I don't want them seeing me like, why are you
searching big dick porn?
He just wants to go to that scene. I'm sure it's a cutaway, you know what I mean? So you don't know who it is.
Well, I vaguely remember seeing it, and I think it's him in the tub, and it is blurry. And I think he pops up out of the water for a moment.
They probably cut where there's no face, you know, just the lower half of the body. So it could be anyone.
Yeah, it could be. You know, look, I'm going to give it to him. I'm going to say it was him. He's dead.
Let's give him that. Let's give him that.
The guy had a big dick.
Dude had a big dick. Huge. I wonder if anyone like went up to the corpse and was like, "Whoa, oh my God, it was true.
Look at it.
His one real talent was there. He had big dick. No wonder he was so arrogant."
And he's the youngest too, right? Of the whole cast.
I don't know.
Yeah, he's the youngest and the first to die. First to die.
The Saved by the Bell curse. Well,
Killed by
those
the
guys,
bell.
I didn't show in the interview that dude said that he had also not been contacted to do the Saved by the Bell.
Who, Mark Paul Gosselaar?
Yeah. Mark Paul Gosselaar.
Oh, he doesn't need to be.
He needs to be. That's like doing Life with Zach and Cody without Zach and Cody. You can't
You're
do
right.
it.
You're definitely
And that's
right.
what he was saying. You can't do it without Screech. How can you? What?
You can't do it without any of them, really. If you're going to do a real reunion show, you got to bring Elizabeth Berkley
Well,
back
I don't think
too.
they're doing a reunion show, and that's the point. They're just doing Saved by the Bell again. It's
Oh,
like
so it's just a
Menudo.
reboot.
It's like
Sort of
Menudo.
like-
You just slide in whoever you want,
So they're rebooting it like Frederick.
Yeah. The blonde kid.
Maybe I should fall into a diabetic coma and then write a Saved by the Bell reboot.
Totally. I want to hear about it. I want to read it.